Hi, boys and girls. Here is math lesson today, part 2. You will need your whiteboard, marker and eraser, and you'll need your math packet today. I'll be doing some of the measurements for your must-do today. We're going to set this off to the side, and hopefully you have all the materials you need here. Now, basically, today's lesson is pretty simple. You're going to be given shapes that have different measurements. And instead of doing something like that grid that we saw yesterday, right, we're going to be doing something without the lines drawn in the middle, without the grid in the middle. So here we have, remember, 1, 2, 3, each box or unit on the inside of the in the shape tells us the length of the side. So 1, 2, 3 boxes, it means it's 3 units long. 1, 2, 3 boxes here, and that's 3 units long. We have 1, 2, 3 boxes here, so that's 3 units long. And then 1, 2, 3 on this side here, so it's 3 units long. So instead of having all of this drawn on the inside, we're going to just have a blank shape like this, and the units will already be labeled. Let's say each side is 3 centimeters. So instead of seeing this top one, which we did yesterday, we're going to be looking at just this today. And this is just find the perimeter. So measure out the sides, find the perimeter. Here we go. All right, so we have this. Let's take a look at what our perimeter is. And remember, perimeter is just add up all the sides all together to find out what the perimeter is around this object. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is one way to do it, which equals 12, right? But what does this look like to you? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. It's repeated addition, right? It's multiplication, basically. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 threes. So I'm going to write 3 times 4, which equals 12, right? Oh, 12 centimeters, I should put. Oops. Okay. Or you can do this way. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Adding 2 numbers at a time, so that's 6 plus 6, which equals 12 centimeters. So any way you do it, boys and girls, it doesn't really matter. It all equals the same. And remember, finding perimeter just means that you'll be adding up all the sides. So let's erase our board. Let's try a different shape this time. I'm going to give you some wacky ones. Ready? Here we go. Let's draw something that looks like a diamond almost, but it's going to go out a little bit farther. Maybe it's going to look like a check mark, like a backwards check mark. Go ahead and make this crazy looking shape. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. Okay? Just draw something like that. And let's put some measurements on the side. Let's say this little itty bitty side here measures out to be just 1 inch. And I'm going to write IN to shorten the word inches, just like how we write cm for centimeters. So we have 1 inch here. Let's say this one over here is 4 inches. And on this side here, it's 7 inches. This side over here measures to be 3 inches. And this side over here measures to be 4 inches as well. Copy that down on your own board. And now it's time to add it all up, right? So we need to add all these numbers to find the perimeter. I've got 7 plus 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 3. I already see ways that I can solve this problem. Ready? So here we have a 7, right? And I know 4 plus 1 equals 5. So I'm going to write it there. And that 4 plus 3 is 7. So now we're going to add every number that we have here, and we'll find our answer. Now I can do 7 plus 5, but I see 7 plus 7, and I already know 7 plus 7 is super easy. 7 plus 7 is 14. So I'm going to cross the two 7s out. I'm going to write 14 here, plus the number I still have left here, right, which is 5. What is my perimeter? You're right. It's 19. And remember, we need to add the unit that we're measuring right here, so it's inches. Easy, right? I know. Let's do a couple more for some good measure. Let's erase this. Got to put some back into it. All right, here we go. Now, I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I want you to do the same thing. So a rectangle like this. But what if I told you that this side measures 8 centimeters and this side measures 3 centimeters? And that's it. I don't give you the other two sides. How would you know what these sides measure out to be in order to find perimeter? Right? You can't solve perimeter without these two sides. So what would their measurements be? Right. If we know anything about rectangles, we know that this side of our rectangle is the same length as this side. That's why rectangles are rectangles, right? There's two long sides that are the same, and that there's two shorter sides that are the same. So which means this side of my rectangle, if this side of the rectangle is 8 centimeters, this side is also 8 centimeters because it's a rectangle, right? If this side is 3 centimeters, then the other side is also 3 centimeters. It's the same thing. So with a rectangle, two sides are the same, and these two sides are the same. So now that we have all sides of the rectangle, we can finally figure out perimeter, right? So let's do it. I've got 3 plus 8, add up all the sides, plus 3 plus 8. I've got two numbers that are the same. And I think I'm going to do it this way, guys. I know that 3 plus 8 is 11, and 3 plus 8 is 11. So now I just add this. It's like saying 11 times 2, or 11 plus 11, which equals 22, right? But am I done? No, right? We need to add in our measurement here, which is centimeters. So 22 centimeters is the perimeter of this shape. Let's erase it, and we'll do one more. Here we go. It's easy, right? I know. I knew you guys would get it. All right. Let's draw now a rectangle. A rectangle. Not a rectangle, a triangle. Hello. Hello, Mrs. Santos. There we go. So on this triangle, I have these two sides that are the same length, and this side that is its own length. So this side, we'll call it 10 inches. And if these two sides, if I said this side is the same length as this side, that means this side is also 10 inches. This side is a little shorter, and it's different. So you see I marked it with 2 lines to show that it's different from these ones that only have 1. I'm going to say that this side is only 5 inches. Let's do some mental math, meaning I'm not going to do 10. I'm not going to write out 10 plus 10 plus 5. No, I'm not going to do that. I think we can add this up in our brain. Did you get the perimeter? I did too. I'm going to label P for perimeter, and I'm going to put equals 25 inches, right? I can see already that I know how to add by tens. 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 more is 5, so 25 inches. Simple and easy. And that is how we find perimeter. Again, perimeter is all just about adding up sides. So let's take a look at today's homework. So I'm going to set my whiteboard and my markers off to the side, and I'm going to take a look at my homework, which is lesson 11.2. Now, it wants you to use a ruler to find the measurements of the perimeter. One side here, oops, I've got Sunny my sloth here. I've got one where I measure in centimeters, and the others where I measure in inches. Now, right here, it's kind of a wacky shape, right? It's a wacky shape. They've already done our measurements here, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to use my ruler here. Oh yeah, it was 3 centimeters. And I'm going to use my centimeter side, and I'm going to measure the top here, and I'm going to give you what the measurement is. Did I do it right from the... no, I see where they started. Okay, so here we go. Centimeters, I've got 5 centimeters is the top, so let's write 5. This length right here is 4 centimeters. This little line on the bottom measures out to be 2 centimeters. This itty bitty line only measures out to be 1 centimeter. And then the one right over here measures out to also be 1. Remember, finding perimeter just means to add every single side up. And you can write it out just like this. 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Or you can do some mental math like we did on that triangle. Practice one, okay? Pause the video if you need to so you can write down your measurements. Let's move on to number 3. Now this is a square. What you'll need to know about the square is that every single side is the same length. That's why a square is a square. It's because every side is the same. So whatever the measurement is here, it's the same thing for here, here, and here. So all I'm going to do is just measure one side, and not inches, or not centimeters, excuse me. I'm measuring in inches where it says right there. So let's go here. Let's measure the inch. I got 2 inches, guys. Did you get 2 inches? Yeah, I got 2 inches. So 2 here, which means it's also going to be 2 inches here, 2 inches here, and 2 inches there. Maybe in this one, instead of adding 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, it is a multiplication problem, and you can just say 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 here. So 2 times 4, 4 times 2, it should give you the same answer. Let's take a look at our triangle. Now I can't tell, but it almost looks like every single side is the same length, doesn't it? Let's see what it measures out in inches. Yeah, I got 2 inches here, 2 inches here. I bet anything that this is 2 inches. And 2 inches there. We've got equal sides all the way around. So this side is the same as this side, is the same as this side. 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so add that up, and what do you get for your perimeter? Let's take a look at our word problems down below. Remember, word problems also have to be completed, boys and girls. Evan has a square sticker that measures 5 inches on each side. What is the perimeter of the square? Remember, or I'm sorry, of the sticker. Remember, the sticker is a square shape. So how many sides does a square have? 4, right? It has 4 sides. That's our square. That's the sticker. And if one side is 5, and a square has the equal sides, right? Like this side is the same as this, the same as this, the same as this. That means they're all 5 inches. You find the answer to the perimeter. Remember again, perimeter just means add every single side up. And you can use whatever adding strategy you like. Sophie draws a shape that has 6 sides. Okay, so her shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a 6-sided shape. Each side is 3 centimeters. Okay, so if this side is 3 centimeters and it says each side, that means every single side is going to be 3 centimeters. It's a pretty even shape, right? No weird sizes. And again, to find your perimeter, you need to do the adding sign. You need to add it all up together and use whatever addition strategy you like. I'm going to zoom out so that you can complete the filling in of all the numbers. And boys and girls, that is it for today's lesson, part 2 of finding the perimeter.